Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to our third episode of Volusia Flagler Cares podcast. We're glad you found us. We are on almost every single social media platform at this time, so keep looking for us. If you can, friend us, follow us, share our podcast with your friends so that we can get the word out to a wider network of people. Every week, we're going to be giving a digital shout out to a local nonprofit group and organization. And then, of course, we will also be providing a community calendar so that we hope we don't miss any critical information about helping our nonprofit groups and service organizations. My guest today is Melissa Mason, the Director of Community Engagement for the Early Learning Coalition of Volusia and Flagler Counties. And first of all, welcome, Melissa. This is wonderful to see you wearing that hat because so many times I see you in your Kiwanis hat. We are both members of the Southeast Volusia New Smyrna Beach Kiwanis Club, and love to. I mean, just what a great person. We have a great club there. It's wonderful. But anyway, one of the things that I wanted to do is to discuss, kind of like, what is the big mission? I mean, the Early Learning Coalition of Volusia and Flagler Counties. I could think of 5 different things, and none of them would be the same as to what I envision that it would do. So, tell everybody what's the mission?
That's such a loaded question because it's such a big one. I usually think of our tagline, which is providing a brighter future one child at a time. And how we do that is through a variety of our different programs. One of the ones that we're most famous for probably is our school readiness program, and that is providing subsidized childcare resources for those families who are economically challenged. So that's just one component. Another component is that we have our developmental health team and we have Help Me Grow. Again, we have so many different hats, as you're talking about hats. We have so many different hats that we wear.
Well, now, is this, like you said, the developmental program? Developing what? I mean, is it a physical development? Is it emotional? Is it intellectual? What type of program is that?
I would like to say all of the above because we really
Oh, okay.
focus on, the whole child.
So it's a comprehensive.
It is a comprehensive, and we have a whole family engagement team who works with developmental health and inclusion,
God, that's got to be so
eligibility.
important
It is
because
very important.
you could help the kid, but if they go back to a household that's, got a tension and anxiety all the time, that it won't matter what you do.
Right. I mean, it's fabulous that we help the parents as well as the children.
Right. Well, usually if they're in need, there's a reason why,
Sure.
and don't want to make any judgments, but there's we're all here to help. So that's the goal. Um, and in addition to these programs, you also have other ones. I don't know. I went to your website and I was looking at some of the different programs. And by the way, that website is ELCFC.
You're so close.
Oh, I am close. Go
You
ahead,
are.
Melissa.
It's ELCFV, like
Ah,
Victor, .org.
.org.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we'll go ahead and we'll put that up as a hot link.
Perfect.
But yeah, let people learn about that because as Melissa was saying, you could spend quite a bit of time going in and out, just seeing the different programs they have, the different events, the calendars. I mean, you guys got a lot going on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So when you is it who do you answer to? Is it the schools? Is it the parents? Is it the I mean, is there any? criteria that's a baseline to show improvement or not? I mean,
Well, it's so funny that you say, who do you answer to? Because we are so fortunate enough to have my chief program officer, who I directly answer to, Allison
oh,
Miller, is also here with us today. And Allison has probably a much better answer for that than I do.
well, and before we let Allison, I got to tell you, this almost sounds like we're ganging up on both counties, but Allison is also a Kiwanian. I love it. I love it. Okay, and please, it would be better if you explained it.
Okay, so when you say who do we answer to, do you mean like where does our funding and that sort of thing come from?
Well, yeah, but I mean, at some point, you have to make a difference, right?
Correct.
And that difference is judged, and is there? How do you know if you're getting better or you're not? And if you're helping, is it based on percentage of population or things like that?
So it is going to depend on the program that we're talking about. So when we talk about, so VPK, for example, is one of our programs. So that's free pre-kindergarten for any Florida 4-year-old. And that income is not an eligibility for that program. And during that program, during the school year, children are assessed 3 times. So there's 3 different assessments throughout the year to see if the child is making progress. And then at the end to see, is that child ready for kindergarten? So that would be an example of how can we see if we're having an effect. They also compare children who go to kindergarten without VPK and children who have going to kindergarten with VPK, and what are the differences. So those are some ways that outcomes
I'm
are
glad
tracked.
you brought that up because I was going to ask you, I went to your website and there's actually a statistical page that shows the Flagler County and Volusia County way over the state, but Flagler County was just like skyrocketed. It was so noticeable in that bar graph of the difference that obviously something's making a difference.
Yeah, and then like if you talk about our developmental health program, in that program, children will do an ages and stages questionnaire, for example, which shows whether they are on track developmentally. And if they're not, then we put resources in place or we do referring to other organizations to get the child the help that they need. And then we'll do a rescreen. And if that rescreen shows growth, then we know that what we're putting in place is making a difference. So it just depends on which program that you're looking at, what that outcome and accountability measure might be.
Well, I can't imagine that there's anybody that would say, let's have a kid in school who hasn't been prepped, who doesn't have a good meal, who isn't ready to go, is going to do the same as somebody who's had all of these wonderful advantages and programs that you guys do. There's stuff here I'm learning, and so I'm really grateful that you are here. If anybody wanted to, I mean, is this like a referral of somebody who gets in? Does somebody like call you up and say, hey, can we join, or what? How does that happen?
All of the above. So it again depends on the program. Different programs have different eligibility requirements. So if you're going to have childcare assistance, you have to meet certain income and working guidelines. For example, most of the time, unless you're referred by a specific referring organization, and there are certain qualifications to be those referring organizations. If you're talking about VPK, you just have to be born on or before September 1st in the year you're going to attend and be a Florida resident. If you're talking about developmental health, that's open to anybody. So it just depends on what the program is, what the eligibility requirements are.
Who keeps track of all that?
Our fantastic staff. That's who
My
keeps track of it.
God.
We have a fabulous team that works really hard to serve the over 8,000 kids that we're working with every year in Flagler and Volusia.
Really? Wow. What offices do you have? Where are they located?
So we have an office in Daytona Beach. That's our main office. And then we do have an office in Flagler, in the Flagler Village.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Which is part of Flagler Care's office. And then we have an office in DeLand as well.
Perfect. We just opened a new Kiwanis Club in DeLand, so see if we can't maybe work out some mutual programs together. Now, you guys also do special programs, projects, I guess. And again, looking through your website, I found the Flagler County Dolly Parton Imagination Library. And it said that it gave a book for free per month per kid.
So
Is that for real?
It's not free.
It's not
Oh,
free.
okay.
Well, it's free for families. It's not free for the Early Learning Coalition.
Oh, okay.
So Dolly is great, right?
Right.
Dolly does not buy all the books for all the kids. She
Okay.
helps. So this is her foundation. And the Early Learning Coalition we're like the medium that gets all of these books out, right? So we
Okay.
have the Flagler County, and then we also do this for Volusia County.
Okay.
So both counties are members of the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Most recently, we've had over 6,000 children enrolled from Volusia who receive DPIL, the Dolly Parton Imagination Library books. And then we've had most recently 1,200 children in Flagler receive Dolly Parton Imagination Library books. And what that looks like is people are, and this is not, there is no income eligibility. This is for any family as long as it's a participating zip code.
Okay. Oh, right.
And from the day they're born up until their 5th birthday, they get a book per month delivered to their home. And so if you enter the day the child is born all the way up until their 5th birthday, they have that opportunity to have 60 free books in their library. And
Wow.
we subsidize all of
Now, do
of that.
parents go and select which books, or is there almost like a
It's
like
predetermined.
yeah,
It's predetermined.
this age,
Yep,
this is age appropriate.
absolutely. That's all predetermined, and I believe that there's a list of at least some of the books on the website, on the DPIL website. This is actually the 30th year of the Dolly Parton Imagination Library.
Well, on your website, it's actually got a picture of a lady reading, and she's holding the Dr. Seuss Lomax book.
Yep. The Lorax.
Lorax, that's it.
Yeah, the
Lomax.
Lorax book.
I'm thinking of a drug commercial or something. Right?
So the program itself, like we kind of alluded to, is it's free for families.
Mm-hmm.
It costs the coalition roughly about $40 per child per year for that program.
And
so
you have like 10,000 kids between the two counties?
I would say roughly more like 7,200, but it's growing. And kids as they graduate, right? So you're going to have it's a rolling cycle. You're going to get enrollees, and then you're going to get kids who graduate out of the program because they've turned 5. So, but how that program is funded is really through grants and private donors. We're trying, we do try to do some fundraising for that. We just had some storybook villages, which again, trying to promote that awareness. But that's a special program. To go back to your question, that's a special program that we do.
Okay. Well, you mentioned, that you get funding kind of from several different areas. And one of them is fundraising. And I wanted to bring up, because I actually have attended this event, and it is the 13th annual Tomoka River Duck Fest to benefit the Early Learning Coalition of Flagler and Volusia Counties. Is that right?
I think
close enough.
I think it's our 12th one, but yes.
Oh, yes.
And so it
is.
And this campaign, this fundraiser, remember how we were talking about we have a variety of different programs?
Mm-hmm.
So this fundraiser is specifically towards school readiness.
Oh, okay. So
So
it's
this one,
designated
this
dollars.
one is designated. It is our solo match campaign fundraiser. And when I say a match campaign, what I mean by that is that the state matches us. Get ready. Are you ready? 16-1.
So $16 to every dollar you bring in?
Is for our school readiness campaign. So every dollar helps exponentially providing the the services for our children in our counties.
And you had how many ducks for adoption?
1,300.
Have they all sold out?
Nope, but they're going to now that we're doing this podcast.
I gotta say, we're gonna put a link so that you can go and adopt a duck. I mean, come on, Volusia County, Flagler County, you have to get in on this, and not only adopt a duck because you know you're doing something right. You have a chance to win some money, but if you can, go to, is it the Tomoka Outpost?
It is.
I mean, I have told people this when trying to explain this event, that first they have, or the second part is the actual duck race. But prior to that, they have a relay race. And this is it. I think we even have some video. Alan, do you want to go ahead and we'll show this, but then we can share some stories. Wait till you see this. What a great venue. Okay, well, and that's just part of it. I think that gets into more of like the overall duck fest. But if Alan, you can go ahead and maybe show the second reel, you can see the duck relay, and it is people on those like pool shaped ducks, and they get on them and they use paddles and they have to go around a buoy, and you've never seen anything more hilarious. I mean it. You don't be drinking when they get in the water, because it will come out your nose. You will have tears in your eyes. It is just it's just complete slapstick humor, physical everything. And I love the fact that they've continued this tradition because I've seen people swallowing a lot of Tomoka River water. But have you guys, you've participated in these as the Kiwanis Club, correct? Or
Participated in the relay or the Duck Fest?
The Duck Fest.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So Seabreeze Kiwanis Club, we actually own the ducks, so the 1,300 ducks. And so we supply the ducks for the event, and then we supply about 10 volunteers to come out and actually run the race part, and then help with other volunteering, and then also help with the ticket sales as well.
Man, that is tremendous. And then so it's just a natural, you work together. And
yeah, it's a fantastic partnership, especially for the fact that, the children that the Early Learning Coalition is serving are priority one for Kiwanis. And so it's a perfect match.
Yeah. I was even going to say the reading programs, all of it is exactly when you even said helping children one child at a time, it's almost like, oh, that's our mission statement, But so do you have corporate teams, or is this just people who volunteer? How could one sign up, and what are you looking for?
So we do have corporate teams, and some of our sponsors have that's part of their sponsorship package, is they were allowed to do an optional relay race team. So we do have some corporate sponsors putting together their relay race team, which I can't wait to see. I'm sure it's going
I
to be
know.
like fall down funny, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And then we also have it open to individuals or other organizations. So it is $150 to participate in it as a team. Our nonprofits and our child care providers, we have a reduced rate of $100 to have the team.
Okay.
But remember, all that's matched.
That gets matched
The
at 16 to
entire
1 too?
fest, the entire fest is a match,
Wow.
which is why it is so crucial to us to have everybody come out and
Everybody
support.
who's watching, listening, give $1. It's $16 worth.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
unbelievable.
absolutely. Absolutely. So we have the relay race this year. That's one component of the fest. And then we also have our slingshot, our duck toss competition. We have 2 slingshots. Yes, you heard right.
I've not seen that one.
So this is where you pull back and sling the ducks at a target in the river. And of course, every dollar raises match for that as well. So
Perfect. Nice.
yes, and we have sponsors for that. This year we also have our kids zone, and there's a ton of activities in the kids zone, from cornhole to an obstacle course to the photo booth and face painting. It's going to be fabulous. We also have our duck dunk tank this year.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
So how wonderful is it that we have had dignitaries volunteer? They were not voluntold, I promise. They volunteered to be members of the duck tank. And so we have some mayors who are stepping on up.
Who's on the duck dais?
Oh gosh, that's so. I know that we have ex-mayor Don Burnett, and he was the.
Okay, I know Don. Yeah, he's a great guy.
And I want to make sure that I'm pronouncing the names correctly. John Benny from
Holly Hill.
Yeah.
He's another Kiwanian
He is
from
a
Seabreeze.
Kiwanian, yes.
We're everywhere, people. I'm
know.
telling you. We're everywhere.
Yes, so those are 2 of our big ones. I think we have a couple others that I want to just make sure they're completely solidified. They're not backing out on me.
Right. And again, somebody. Yeah.
Our Kids Zone this year was sponsored by ABB.
Yes.
And
J. Burney Financial sponsors our
photo booth.
Yep.
Yes, Web Author is doing our parking. We had
You Thrive.
You Thrive. Yes, there's just so many.
Wow.
So many.
We are very blessed.
Yeah. When the whole community come together, that really does mean a lot. So everybody, make sure you have this marked down on your calendar. Saturday, April 5th. What's the time?
11 a.m.
11 a.m. Obviously, with the after fest party.
That goes to
till,
5.
Question mark, question mark.
Yes, absolutely.
And you know, having you both here, as you know, I'm big into nonprofit groups. I'm the lieutenant governor for Kiwanis, and I'm worried that the trends in fundraising can sometimes look a little bleak. And if you look to the future, I'm wondering if you guys are like planning stuff, or because it ends up being that I know that the way that we do it, we react 1 year too late. But are you guys trying to get ahead of anything that you see in the future?
Well, I think that's something that probably a lot of companies and organizations are feeling, that the future looks a little bit muddy.
Yeah, good word.
And I think the best thing that we can do is to try to pre-plan and also focus on the quality of the fundraising and not the quantity. So maybe scaling back and doing one big event and having it be really, really awesome.
Right.
And going for that. And that's going to be the gym. right? Instead of doing 4 or 5 where everybody's feeling tapped, maybe we
Oh,
do
yeah.
that one
Well, and
or
you know,
2.
you get like more sponsorship, better sponsorship. It can be the right thing to do. Sometimes, you know, volume is best, but sometimes it's not. And I do agree with you. Okay, so we've talked about a lot of different things. We're going to post your website. Uh, I feel like that guy on that where you eat the hot chicken wings. Okay, you got 2 minutes. Go ahead, give me what you got.
Oh man, I've got 2 minutes
Yeah, go for it.
to say anything I want
Well, I mean, you know, no
within
cursing or
reason,
anything.
I suppose. Um, so, Early Learning Coalition, everything, we are a community entity. We all need to work together. It takes a village, right? We've heard that since I was
It
little.
does.
I've heard it.
Yeah.
It takes a village to raise a child. We're one little piece of the puzzle. But when we bring everybody together, I feel like the puzzle gets built stronger and quicker. And Duck Fest enough, I mean, that's just one way to bring people together.
Right.
And I can't encourage people enough to come out. It's a free family event. There is no cost to
Right.
there's a cost to put the duck in the water, but there's no cost to go and have fun
Right.
and to
And it's
see,
a great
yeah,
location.
it is.
It's
Come
you know,
enjoy
you
the
can
day.
run around the park. It's just there's nothing that can be said wrong.
Right.
And it's very vitally important. Not only that, but please remember, there isn't anywhere that there's a 16-1 match. I mean, if you guys can't come up with $5 to help these people get 16 times that, you know, we've got some other issues. So everybody watching, like I said before, break the lock off your wallet and start donating so that we can help out. Obviously, a group that is helping us and filling a lot of the different gaps that come up.
And
Did you-
there's one more thing.
Oh,
I don't know
hey.
if I used all my 2 minutes.
Even
more. We do have the silent auction and we have the duck art extravaganza.
Ooh.
So, like I said, there is something for everybody. The silent auction will start a week before Duck Fest.
Okay.
So people can get in there and on their website, go to the website. It will tell you exactly how to go into the silent auction and you'll see we have a cruise. I mean,
Wow.
whole bunches of things.
Nice.
And we do need more. I know that sounds awful, but we do need, if you have a business, if you want to promote and give something for a raffle basket or what have you, if you have a friend who has a business,
Right.
we're looking for silent auction items. So please feel free. There is a spot on our website where you can
Well,
sign
and it
to
doesn't have product. It could be a service
It could
or
absolutely
something
be a
like
service.
that, right?
Yes.
Just anything
yes.
somebody
we have
would
hotel stays.
want to
yes,
bid on.
Absolutely.
Hey, if you've got your young adolescent male child walking around the house, give away 3 hours of his time. Well, obviously, it helps to be involved. We want everybody involved. It's why we put this show together, and I can't thank you guys enough for coming out and sharing the information about such an important event and what happens with the money raised from that event. Next week, our guest is Anthony Wild. Guess what? Another Kiwanian. But he is the executive director of Kids Rock the Nation. It's a national organization, and it encourages arts and musical participation. The cool thing I like about it is there's other organizations that get instruments to kids. They get the lessons. So if the kid decides they don't want to do it, they're making a completely conscious decision, and they know that they're making that because they will know how to play that instrument. And I'm also again kind of going to be posing the same question to our District 3 fundraising director for Kiwanis. He's also the lieutenant governor of Division 18 Douglas Tucker, and I know he's got an interesting perspective on nonprofit fundraising in the future. So I can't wait to hear what he's got. So, hey, listen, everybody, that wraps up this third episode of Volusia Flagler Cares. We thank you for giving us your time.
Thank you.
We're going to be continuing to provide inspiring, thoughtful, compelling, and hopefully entertaining content to promote all of our local nonprofit and service organizations. Remember, it's local sharing, locals caring. Goodbye. Thank you.